I am Lesley Choyce. I am the author of The Unlikely Redemption of John Alexander MacNeil. It's really quite the mouthful, that title, but it's a good one, I think. The Unlikely Redemption of John Alexander MacNeil, I believe, is my 92nd book. So I'm shooting for 100. Got a couple more in there, ready to go. So John Alex here is 80 years old, and he lives in Cape Breton, and he's a very eccentric character. And he's a very feisty character, and he's supremely independent. And his voice just came to me one day because as I've grown older, 30, 40, 50, 60, I keep thinking about what it's going to be like to be even older. So I wanted to make a leap. I was 60, and I thought I would write about a man I thought was an old man. So John Alex is 80. And really interesting guy. Like I say, his voice came to me one day. I've lived in Cape Breton off and on for short periods in my life and found it really fascinating. This is fiction. It's a fictional Cape Breton. It's not the real thing. It's what I imagine based on a bit of time I spent there in the late 70s and early 80s. But it's not the real Cape Breton. It's the Cape Breton from my imagination. But the characters are very vivid and believable. So obviously there's not just one character in the novel. We have John Alex, but there's bootleggers, there's librarians, there are priests, there are corrupt politicians, there are champion players of darts, and there are farmers and fishermen and all kinds of great souls that I'm borrowing from real life, because all you have to do is step one foot on Cape Breton and you're going to see a very interesting, unique, possibly eccentric person there. So I populated the book with these characters that come from, partly from real life, but mostly filtered through my imagination. From the beginning of the novel. I guess the first time it occurred to me that I was really losing my mind was the day I stopped to pick up a hitchhiker and it turned out to be somebody's mailbox. In my own defense, I'd have to say I wasn't wearing my glasses, and it was late in the day with the sun slanting into my eyes, but I was pretty damn sure it was a person standing there by the side of the road with his thumb hanging out, looking for a ride back to Inverary. I usually pick up any hitchhiker that doesn't look like an axe murderer or Brian Mulrooney. The mailbox looked like neither, but as it turned out, it was mute, didn't seem to have any interest in riding to Inverary with me. I'd even reached across and opened the car door. When I discovered my mistake, I cursed the damn thing. So there you have it. An old man driving himself down the road, stopping to pick up a mailbox that he believes is hitchhiking to Inverary. It brought me up short, so to speak, but I'd get over it.